Alright guys, so one thing we just noticed here, and just have to be fooling around, I thought we were done with this video. If you'll take a look there, we have some issues. Our push rod is making contact with our rocker arm. Now these have, yeah, you see that? We now have not rotated this motor over and have a bent push rod. So now, as you can tell, if I can come to one where we can see little, these already have slight relief clearances on them, but obviously for the lift that this cam is producing, we don't have enough clearance. So just something, if you're putting one together, make sure you check that, because we bent that one by hand turning it over. If we'd have fired it up, we'd have just had a whole bunch of bent push rods. What's up guys, we're back here, day 2, 351 Cleveland. We've come up with the answer for getting the rocker arm to push rod clearance. Did a little grinding. We can get you over here, take a look at Dom's handiwork. Let's see, as you can tell, just right inside there, just clearance these just enough, so now that way we don't bend push rods as the motor rolls over. So where's your setup, Dom? Just used a die grinder with what kind of wheel to set?
Just a carbide burr.
So, and that managed to get the job done.
This is your before and after. That's what they look like stock. And basically we were hitting right there. So we just had to clearance it out a little bit.
More?
I'll do it.
And there you have it. Problem solved.
Do it. Actually, hold on. Take that a little lower. Just bring that on out. Mint.
I don't think mine did as good as yours.
They ought to come that way from Kyle. I mean, it's just a 590 lift cam. Not like it's a lot. So we're about to pop a head on here and check for piston to valve clearances. So we're trying to use our fancy dancy little inspection camera. Oh dude, here, got it? We're just gonna set this on without a gasket. Snug the bolts down. Set up the valve train on one cylinder. Hold on, we gotta put the clay in it. How much you reckon we need? Well, let's...
Enough to make a pancake sized?
Yeah. Which one you want to do? Yeah. So let's see here. Ought to have a valve about there. And then... oh, where are all their valves on this thing? That ought to do it, I think. We'll find out. Looks good.
Now, this isn't sitting all the way down on here.
Yeah.
Those
We had to pull it down with the bolts last time. Actually, clean the bolts already. don't know why I didn't bring my impact.
I got mine. I have exchanged in that box right there.
Oh yeah, we were using that.
It's not in the top, look in the bottom of it. I'm gonna go grab my impact.
The only bad thing about these things is you can't finalize them until the head's torqued.
Yep.
Because it's over that nut bolt. I was basically just worried about these four right here. I think that'll do it. Okay. Alright. Nothing. Nothing. We're gonna need you to estimate 25 foot-pounds. Well, we gotta take them back out anyway to put the. Oh wait, these two. Put it down.
Click.
All right. No, remember?
Oh yeah.
Back to set screw out. There we go. All right.
Click.
There we go. Now let's see here. We need one non-clearance for the exhaust side. Something awful.
Oh.
And if you look at the fulcrum, see how it's got a flat part,
Yeah.
a roundy part? Flat part goes up.
Yep, everybody sat there and watched me put a rocker arm on backwards.
We just tested, y'all. Little comedic relief.
And I still did that upside down. There we go.
So essentially, what that's doing is what we're going to do is just set the lash to 0 and the head gasket out. So if we don't have any piston to valve contact with this setup, by the time we set the lash to roughly 20 thou and then put the head gasket in, which is probably like 40 thou, we will have way more than enough clearance. So I'm going to roll this over. Whenever you see these go on base circle, just see if you can snug those up anymore.
Alright, now what is base circle?
Basically, when this part's all the way down and the valve is all the way closed, so the spring all the way up, like this one right here should be on base circle. There we go.
Alright.
Yeah, that one is open, so basically when that closes, alright, now it's on base circle. There you go. Alright, so those are set to 0 lash. So we're going to roll around until they both opened. There's that one. There's that one. Alright. Now we disassemble. Wow, really? Put it on the right side. Sorry about that, y'all.
I mean, I don't see that it contacted.
Kind of worried though. I think I'd like to do it again on this side. Just to
Well,
check.
bring that all the way up top. We'll just make like a flat pancake cover the whole piston.
Plan.
I feel like this isn't the right thing to do, Dom.
I feel like there's only one way to find that out for sure. Now we'll know. This is the exhaust side one. And we only had to clearance the intake rocker arms. For those of you who are not familiar with the Cleveland, it's got different valve angles for intake and exhaust. So you can see the intake is kind of pointed this way, exhaust is pointed over here, and it's like a compound valve angle. They've been push rods like nobody's business, but because this one is leaned more this way, it came into contact with this. Now the exhaust, you can see it's pointed more that way, so it gives us a little more clearance here. It's close, it's real tight. I mean, if you had anything more than, I think this is a 590 on the exhaust. Yeah, if you had anything more, you'd be clearancing them all, but. Oh. I did read on some random forum somewhere that these things don't really have a problem with piston to valve clearance. Let's roll it around. I think we made contact. So it looks like
you got plenty of clearance.
Yeah. Wow, that's funny. We quenched it out into the sealing surface. Yeah, because I mean, even right here, you got a razor blade handy. There's one. You have a bunch of really sharp ones. So what we're going to do is cut through these areas right here where it looks really close without smashing it, without scoring the hell out of the piston. Now, if you look there, you can see that is the clearance on your exhaust valve, which, just for giggles, let's see if we can get a semi-accurate measurement on it. 1, 0. So this is a little tricky, but we are at 200 thou. Tell you what, Anthony handed me that big long torque wrench set to 225. I said, dude, it's bullshit. This is nice though. It's got a digital readout so you can see where you're at. I did great, man. I could reliably pull 200 foot-pounds. Getting that last 25 though, I was like, yeah. Really getting the grunt going.
225 foot-pounds a lot.
And like I said, dude, that pinion nut had to have been double that. Couldn't believe how tight that thing was.
Yeah, see, all that heavy-duty truck stuff, no.
Yeah.
I ain't got the tools for that life.
I really don't either, and he barely did. I mean, he had to go to Gladeville to get the socket.
We got 1.5 inch. I don't.
we can get it painted.
You going blue?
Of course.
You don't want to paint this Ford Motor Chevy orange?
Anthony was messing with me. You talk about painting Smurfette Chevy orange. I said, honestly, I don't care what color you paint it. If you actually painted it, it would be better than it is right now.
Yeah, it can't be much worse.
Nope.
We'll do a walk around at some point of Smurfette, the home for this motor.
Yeah.
What year is it?
She is an 8950 LX convertible, factory automatic car. Got like 89,000 miles or 88,000, something like that.
Well, it's also not a million miles if you don't odometer, so.
Yeah, but
So it could be 88, 188, 288, 588. But I mean,
given the state of the bushings and the ball joints and things like that, I feel pretty good about it, honestly.
what'd my odometer read on the Fox?
Oh, I don't know.
Look here in a second.
Tell you what though, a Dodge we were rebuilding that rear end in,
Yeah.
had 140,000. And Anthony put the transmission in it a year ago. I'm like, bro, for real? He said, I just put a transmission in my Dodge. He said, when I bought it at 114, it was already screwed up. I'm like, that's bullshit right there. 74? What year's that? 174 maybe?
Probably.
I don't remember what your suspension and stuff looked like.
Shot.
Was it? Was it bad?
I mean, my shocks did this. It's in the first video of the Fox body build. Took my pinky and.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. So yours was maybe 174. Alright, all ready for this irritating process.
Oh yeah.
I don't like these things. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to put a stud girl on this thing.
Is this in the right way?
I think it matches the rest of them. Hell, I don't even know if the rest of them are in the right way. I did. Okay, wash the rest of those down. This is one on this thing.
Where's that Loctite?
It is in.
Right here.
Look at that.
Alright guys, this camera's about to die. Y'all have seen us do the other side. No need to be repetitive. So I'm gonna throw this camera on charge. We'll get back at it here shortly. We decided to throw a quick coat of paint on it just because it looks cool. I tried to talk him into going Chevy orange, but he decided that wasn't a good idea.
That was a direct threat to our friendships.
But there we have it. We still haven't got over on this side yet, but you know, it's all painted up nice and blue.
One cool thing I noticed about those intake gaskets, I don't have to put chunks of beer can in them because the exhaust crossover ports are already blocked. That's what these little things are right here. They feed exhaust gas for the EGR valve, which is normally mounted on the back of the carburetor spacer. So on these.
What's that for?
EGR?
No, for the exhaust passover.
It's
Just for the EGR?
Yeah, it warms the intake and EGR.
Why'd you want to warm your intake?
For emissions. And because the quicker your intake gets warm, the less time you got to run with a choke. So the less time it's running rich. So, emissions.
Nah, we ain't worried about no emissions.
No. We just made peace with the fact that Mother Earth is going to hate this thing. And that's all.
Alright, as you can tell, we're at the point we're getting ready to pack the intake gaskets in. We've already got the intake painted up. Should be all nice and pretty. We're letting her chill out in the sun and dry. Is this the right side?
Nope. That looks a little better.
Good.
Hell yeah. It's just so pretty. I gotta get into the bucket bolts.
That you just dumped all the extra crap on top of?
Yep. That same one.
Cleaning the bolts up. We done made the motor pretty, can't put no ugly bolts in.
Alright. I'm with you. I don't know if we can paint the heads of these, honestly. Paint probably come right off. What if we just get in there afterwards and paint the heads?
You can try. I don't like that one. And that's what you were saying went to the EGR?
Mm-hmm. Now this part right here is specifically for the choke.
Yeah.
It's the heat riser for the choke. The EGR on the factory intake comes up, and basically this leads to another port over here. So from the carb space.
Now, you got a block-off plate or something for that?
Now with those gaskets closed off like that, you don't need one.
That's enough. You're gonna put something there just for the aesthetic purposes on it.
I can keep stuff in there though. Temporary.
Don't put ugly bolts on his intake.
I certainly did right after we polished the rest of them. Well, cleaned all the schmoo off of it.
When you tore this, when we pulled this in here and tore it apart, do you think it looked this good when we put it back together?
I hope. But I know how I am. So, no.
Be interesting to see if that starter works on this.
Yeah, if it does work, for how long? That. Carburetor. We need a spacer kit.
You can't use this spacer kit, it's black. Oh, that's right, carb's black. What?
Awesome. Love all the colors. Alright, should have gaskets in there too. There it goes. We need those. Oh, all kind of different carb studs now. I think, yeah. Plus the 2 gaskets, plus it's gonna run down. Then
I know you might as well take this off and go get you a plate for nitrous.
no, I have my passenger reach over the windshield frame and spray it. Sure, I can find somebody that can take care of that for me. What do you think?
We can do it better than that. We got lines. Just set a hose right next to it.
There's your safety adventure. Probably went away with the high cost of insurance premiums.
So don't need these?
Nope. There you go. Definitely going to have to seal up those 2 holes.
Those are the ones that are drilled all the way through, I think.
Yep. Need to get some grub screws. Alright.
Get that one to go down
For
much
those
further
halves
behind.
or 16ths. Not half. You metric. Yep, that is a 12.
I've got all the ratchet wrenches.
Huh?
All my ratchet wrenches are here. Or not. Oh, they're in my good truck. They're in the tote with all the ratchet straps.
I found this modified 12 millimeter. Let me get a socket. There you go. Tighten. Alright, now see if you can run that stud down.
That's what I'm saying. It's okay.
Feel good about
I'm
it?
gonna let you tighten it.
Oh, that's good. You're right. Good call. Yeah, loosen that.
Last thing I want to do is break an intake.
In more locations.
What's this hold for?
That's your vacuum port for either power brakes or the T on the firewall.
I probably got a nice AN fitting that'll fit in there.
Trying to think. The only thing that I'll need vacuum for on this car
Brakes.
is brakes. Or AC. If I can get the 3.8 V6 for accessories to fit. I think that would actually make for some pretty original content.
Yeah.
If she'll fit. I just feel like that might not have been done fit.
I mean,
And that, you want to talk about some plentiful cheap shit.
every junkyard's full of 3.8 V6s.
Yeah, so many. Like, I'm kind of surprised the dude Richard hasn't done a build on one of those yet. The last one I saw was a Turbo 4.3. The other guy's series. Oh, why? This is awful. This will also help keep crap out of the intake.
Alright, I think it's down all the way now.
This guy ain't quite square. I don't know which one it is. It's like a pole light, man. One of them's crooked. Looks like this
This
one.
one.
That one?
They're both these back ones are kind of pointed out, but this one's the worst. Other way.
There you go. Let me try. Ooh, way too far.
So sketchy.
Yeah. Mint. You just snug them down. That carb's gonna come off once I get these brackets. I'll put it on my 79 and tune it. Nice. Now we need to put these rocker arms with the 4 push rods that I do have in there. You get a